Hi, John Long here, President and CEO of McCall's Chapel School, and want to spend a few minutes with you today. Not so much maybe on a training. Training may be too formal of a word. But wanted to take this opportunity to share some perspectives, um, some thoughts that I've had, that I've developed over the last several months about state surveys and what it means for McCall's to prepare for a state survey team. The first thing I want to highlight, uh, and I think this is so important, is we need to be sure we have the right perspective for a state survey and a state survey team. We need to avoid having a sense of dread. We need to avoid, uh, shouting out or quickly sharing across campus, oh no, state's here. They're in the driveway or they're in the parking lot. I don't think that's I don't think that's the healthy perspective for us to have as it relates to the state survey teams. Let's remember the survey teams are here to make us better. They're here to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do, but they're also here to make us better. So the visits from the state survey teams are collaborative. We work with them in hand in hand. That they make recommendations. They see things. They tell us things that can make us better, and we in turn are cooperative with them. We give them the information they need. We share the files with them that they need, and we are candid and transparent in the interviews that we have with the state survey team. And when you become collaborative and you become cooperative, then you're going to improve, and it will result in continuous improvement. And I'll talk some more about that towards the end of this training. Now, McCall's and the state survey teams, we have a unique partnership and a unique relationship. And I say that having just completed Administrator University, which is about a semester-long course that I took, and most of the other places, the people that I got to meet and the people I got to hear from work in, for example, nursing homes or facilities that are surveyed once a year. They are a single license. So they hear from the state, see the state once a year, unless there's some other reason for state to be there. Well, we're different here at McCall because each one of our 13 homes is individually licensed. That means each one of those homes will see the state survey team at least once annually. So do the math. I'm not very good at math, but 13 homes, 12 months a year, that means that we're going to see a state survey team more than once a month on average. And this is an opportunity for us because we see the teams more. They get to know us better, quite honestly, than maybe they do some other places. And this is an opportunity for us. We're working, again, collaboratively and cooperatively with the state survey teams. It always helps me to try to empathize. I think empathy and empathizing are important words, important traits for us. And it helps me to think, what would a surveyor do? What if I were a surveyor? What would I do? What's really important? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind, hopefully it comes to your mind, is the resident, or the collective residents. Are our residents happy? Are they healthy? Are they clean? Are they living in a home-like atmosphere? Is it comfortable and cozy and warm where they live? And are they engaged in activities of daily living? And this, by the way, activities of daily living will be a training that we provide to you later on because we talk a lot about ADLs and we need to spend some time on that. But basically means, are we developing them? Are we working with them to become more independent? And then, of course, the survey team's going to look um, at the organization. They're going to look at McCall's Chapel. They're going to look at the administration and say, are we meeting the safety regulations? Is it safe for our residents to be here? Are we adequately staffed? And are we doing what we're supposed to be doing here? First one of those questions regarding the residents is, are they happy? I think a surveyor would be right to just come on campus and just take notice of the general disposition of an individual resident as well as collectively the residents. I think we should all, as employees and staff and leaders at McCall's, think about the second bullet point. How would one of our residents respond to this question? Do you like living at McCall's? Of course, we want them to say yes. We want them to say absolutely. We want them to enjoy their life that they have here at McCall's, and that's why we're here, to let them live happy lives. But I think again, a surveyor is going to come on campus and they're going to note these things. They're going to ask a resident if they have any complaints. Is the food taste bad? Is the food too cold? Is the are the nurses nice, or is the home staff nice? Is the CEO a jerk? You're going to be asked if they have complaints, and listen, frequently there will be complaints, uh, and that's okay as long as we're responding to the complaints in the right way. Most importantly, in a timely manner, and making sure that our residents feel like they're being heard. I think a state surveyor is going to obviously look, see if our residents are healthy. They're going to look at the medications. They're going to want to make sure that any prescriptions that a resident is supposed to be receiving, the resident is receiving, and receiving in proper doses and in proper cadences, times. And they're going to look at the nursing records, and they're going to look at weight. Is this resident gaining weight from the last time we looked at this? Are they losing weight? Is there some reason for concern there? I think a surveyor's just going to want to know, is the resident happy? Is the resident healthy? And then they're going to start to look at sort of the dignity aspect, the respect aspect of a resident's life. Are they clean? Are their homes clean? Does it look like the resident's been bathed or showered in the last day? Do the clothes that they have on, do they have stains all over them? Or are they clean? Do they look well presented? Is the teeth been brushed? Is the home clean? And is their personal space clean? Surveyor, I believe, again, is going to look and see what does the home-like atmosphere feel like? Does it feel like a home? McCall's Chapel is home to our residents. We should make sure, we should go out of our way. We should go to great lengths to make sure it feels like a home. What does the home look like? What does dinner look like? What does breakfast look like? Is the living area comfortable? Is it warm? Are there personal touches? Is the decor on the wall? Are the paintings, artwork on the wall? Do we let our residents individualize their own space to what they want it to be? And I think they're going to look again on the activities of daily living, kind of why we're here. I'll tell you, this is probably right now a hot button. They're going to want us. They're going to come on. When I say they, I'm talking about the surveyors, and see, are we working with each one of our residents? Do we have an individualized care plan? Has that care plan been updated in the last 90 days? If not, it should have been, and it should be, because what is once is good is not always good. We should adapt and amend and alter our individualized care plans to meet the needs of each one of our residents. It's not a cookie cutter thing. What is good for one is not necessarily good for the next resident. They're going to look, see, are we really striving to increase the independence of our residents? I took the liberty of inserting again our mission. Why are we here? Well, we're here to provide life-changing sports to individuals with intellectual disabilities so that they may live independent, well-adjusted, and happy lives in the manner of their own informed choosing. So the words that I've all capped and underlined there, independent and own informed choosing, go back to our goal and our role in making sure our residents are increasing the way that they live their lives independently. And of course, the state surveyor is going to look at the organization. They're going to look at the administration. They're going to look at McCall's. Are we doing what we should be doing, what we're legally bound to do as it relates to fire alarms, fire sprinklers, safe rooms, storm rooms, that type of stuff? They're going to look at our staffing. Are we adequately staffed? Are the ratios of our staff to our residents, is it appropriate for the time of day, for example? And again, they're going to pay close attention to whether or not, as an ICF, IID, an intermediate care facility working with individuals with intellectual disabilities, are we succeeding? Are we doing what we're here to do in developing our residents and helping them become more independent? Now, saying all this as I start to wrap up, I want to talk about the home walkthrough. And the home walkthrough, whether you know this or not, is something that happens on a regular basis. This is not a state survey. This is a self-inspection. This is when our case managers, our administrators, our maintenance teams go walk through each one of our homes on campus. And when they do this, it's a trial run for state survey. They're going to go there with pen and paper. They're going to be objective. and they're going to look. What have we done really well? What have we done not so well? Where are we a little bit below what the line of what's acceptable? It's important on these walkthroughs to be objective and to be honest and ultimately to be proud. It's not a blame game. It's not night night shift's fault or day shift's fault on something like this. It's not that at all. It's a SWOT analysis is what it really becomes. SWOT. It's a chance for us to look at our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats. And the beautiful thing about McCall's and the way we're structured is that, let's say, home four may have a weakness in a particular area. Well, that same area may be a strength for home nine. So we've got an opportunity here with best practices to share, to cross pollinate, so to speak, between homes at what works best, so that we can always be strengthening our strengths, addressing our weaknesses, taking advantage of opportunities, and minimizing the threats. The walkthroughs are an opportunity for those of you that are so close to it every day to allow someone else to come in and have their eyes, their ears, and their noses see and hear and smell the things that maybe you can't anymore because you're too close to it. And the important thing here is just that we can, again, talked about this on one of the first slides, continuous improvement. There will be weeks where we take a step backward, but there'll be weeks where we take 2 steps forward. If we can just improve 1% each week in each home, then year over year, we're gonna improve over 50%. And that improvement comes when we pay attention to the little things. Thanks so much for listening. And again, this is part of us preparing for and succeeding and thriving anytime we have a state survey here at McCall's Chapel. Thanks.